Hello, my name is Gabriel. Very good start. Hello, my name is Gabriel, and today I will be answering questions from day 8 through day 14 of the December BookTube challenge. Again, the December BookTube challenge was something created by Kylie K. Her channel and video will be linked down below. The December BookTube challenge is basically, she came up with a small book-related question for each day of December, and I'm joining them up on the weekend, so let's do this. The question for day 8 is your favorite movie adaptation, and this one cannot be easier. Catching Fire was amazing. There are no words to describe how accurate and how good this movie was. As an adaptation, this is just 100% perfect. There is nothing else I could ask for in Catching Fire. But since Catching Fire is everyone's choice, I believe, or if it's not everyone's favorite adaptation, it's pretty close. I have to go also with The Maze Runner because The Maze Runner was really well adapted. I have a video discussing about this. I will try to link it down below. They took the book and made a movie about it that I just really enjoyed watching. It's just overall a very good adaptation of the book. I think the movie kind of excuses the book for not being the best dystopian in the adult. The question for day 9 is your favorite dystopian novel or series. This one is really easy. The Hunger Games, obviously, but again, that's obviously, and I really don't want to go with something that a lot of people like. So I'm going to go with something that I have not read, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to enjoy when I read, and that is The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey. I really like the concept of this novel. It's not exactly a dystopian, it's a post-apocalyptic book. Fits in the category of dystopian in my mind. That, and if not The Hunger Games or The Fifth Wave, then obviously Divergent, but just Divergent. Insurgent and The Legion were not that great. So Divergent, The Hunger Games, The Fifth Wave. For day 10, you have to state your favorite fantasy novel or series. The thing is, I have never read a true fantasy book. I read recently the first book in the Dark Elf trilogy, but I don't really consider that a young adult fantasy book. I'm trying to find the perfect fantasy book to venture into this category that I could very potentially come to love. Ginger Reads Laney says the Fallen Kingdom series is a very good way to start into the fantasy world, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to go with Throne of Glass. That series looks really good, and I think that's the best way for me to start fantasy books in general. Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas, which I unfortunately haven't read yet. For day 11, you have to answer with your favorite classical book, and I recently answered that I don't really have a favorite classical book. Classic is not something I really overread, you know. It's something that's very available to the audiences and to readers, but I'm not feeling the classic thing at this point in my life. So a classic I want to read is Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I have read The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald, which I didn't really enjoy. Gulliver's Travels, I've also tried getting into and I couldn't. So I don't think classics are a thing for me, at least at this point while I'm a teenager. I really don't over-enjoy classic books. Maybe in the future I will really love a classic book, and I really hope this happens soon. Day 12, a book you think is overrated. And I know I'm going to get a lot of hate, and please don't kill me for this one, but Fault in Our Stars by John Green. Everyone said this book is beyond words amazing, and everyone had to read it. It was the romance of the century. It was that overhyped about, and I just went with such high expectations that this book clearly didn't fill out for me. I couldn't really. The plot is something I had a lot of problems with. Also the characters, I didn't relate to them. I couldn't really feel the story as much as I would like to, and it's sad because a lot of people like this book, and I'm really on the minority not liking The Fault in Our Stars. I am currently watching the adaptation on my Portuguese class, and so far it's really good. I'm actually liking the movie, but the book is just something I really couldn't get into as everyone else did, unfortunately. For day 13, a book you think is underrated. Now here's the thing, I have not really read a book that I think is underrated because most of the books I read, a lot of people enjoy and a lot of people talk about it. and discuss. So I don't really know a book that is underrated. A book that I would like to see more on BookTube, This Wonderful Beauty, because I've talked 2 billion times about this book. Megan Spooner and Amy Kaufman, it's just amazing, and I really would like to see this more on BookTube. Also, The Shadow of the Wind by Carlos Ruiz Zafón. That book is too perfect for words. I really cannot describe how good this novel is. Go read it. I think you won't regret it at all. Also, The 100 by Cass Morgan, which is up there, but I really don't want to get out because the books will fall. I really enjoyed this, and I was not expecting it. You know, because of the book, the series kind of lost its
big.
Because the book was so good, in my opinion, the series kind of lost its amazingness, and
the series is,
Season 1 was really good, and now Season 2 is just spiraling down. I have not been up to the show. I watched the first and second episode of the second season, which is not that great, and I'm not feeling it this season. I will be watching the rest of the episodes during the Christmas break, but because I thought the book was so great, the series will probably never live up to it because it's so effing different. So yeah, I think more people should read The 100 by Cass Morgan. Lastly, day 14, your favorite book quote. I don't really have a lot of favorite book quotes. Book quotes are something that I really potentially could get into and obsess about, but it's not something I have time to look and search about. One of my favorite book quotes is "Maybe I'm not so shattered after all" from These Broken Stars. And this part of the book is just so, you just brush right past it. You don't even notice this quote. You know, this will not spoil anything, but there is a point in this book where Lilac, the female protagonist, thinks that she has broken her arm, and when she realizes she hasn't, she thinks that maybe she's not so shattered after all. And this is just so superficial, you can read right past it, but I think this single quote kind of summarizes the whole book, because these two people are broken on the inside, and by the end they're whole, and I just really like that quote. Also, from Catching Fire, "The sun persists in rising, so I make myself stand." I really like that quote. It's so motivational, and you can use it in nearly every single aspect of your life. It tells you to move on even though things are tough, and that is something I really need more of. A book quote I very recently got into, that while the Goodreads app is loading, a book quote usually comes up, and some of these I really like, but my favorite so far is the following. "Outside of a dog, a book is a man's best friend. Inside of a dog, it's too dark to read." I really like that one. I love dogs and I love books, and I think this quote really gets across how much people can love books and how books can be influential in everyone's lives, as influential as a dog, so I really like it. So that was it, guys, days 8 through 14 of the December BookTube Challenge. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next weekend for days 15 through 21, I believe. Stay tuned for more book-related videos, including some Christmas tags, which will be coming up in the very near future. Goodbye!